Rock bottom was that I was becoming just like my dad.
I don't care who tells you that you don't have a right to be your father. You've got a God-given right to be their father.
My ministry, I believe, is, and what I want to do is working with men in men's ministry.
The biggest influence in a kid's life is their dad.
Well, the majority of men that I teach did not have their father in their life. So they never had an example either. So this is a cycle that just keeps on going and going and going.
It just makes me feel safe. My dad is a sidekick. He's the best.
And this culture and the way that it is now tells you that you need to have fame, that you need to have money. And that's not exactly what kids like or need. Kids need their fathers in their lives.
I'll say that I was court ordered to take this program.
Teach her how to pick out and match her own clothes and shoes.
It's extremely important, especially Paul. It's not just that he teaches, it's that he understands and he relates to the material. There's moments where I can tell that he actually feels what he's talking about. He's experienced it himself, so it's not some person up there talking, relaying information. It's someone that has utilized the same tools that we're being taught. So we see it works.
Trust, security, optimism.
The way Paul explains it is it's really at moments touching. And you can't reproduce that with someone who doesn't relate to the material.
My dad was in prison 3 different times. He really wasn't involved in my life much growing up. And I guess being a guy, I really kind of tried to cover it up by not acknowledging that it had any kind of effect on me, but I was wrong. Getting involved with women, getting married, being a husband, all those type of things. I didn't have an example in my life growing up. So when my wife filed for divorce, I was really more confused than I was devastated. The devastation really came from not being involved in my daughter's life. She would constantly, after I moved out of the house, she would constantly just ask me, Dad, why are you staying at Aunt Sandra's house?
And I just pray that you will just help her.
Why aren't you over here? Finally, I pretty much got fed up, and I said, Tori, I live with Aunt Sandra now, and she started crying, and it was like opening up a water faucet. And she started yelling at me. She was 4 years old. And she started saying, no, you don't. You live with me and Mommy. You live with me and Mommy. And for her not to understand it was really devastating for me.
Saw a picture of your son, man. He's got some jewelry going on too. He's got Dad's smile.
The same exact regrets that I had, and the same exact person that affected my life in a negative way. My dad was the same exact person that affected my life in a positive way as well. So when he got out of prison, he was a born-again Christian. He was a totally different man. I finally had that example in my life. And if my dad could do it, I could do it. My dad passed away about 7 years ago, but the biggest gift he gave me was Jesus Christ. All the brokenness that was in my past, is not what defines me. What defines me is who God says I am. And he has just restored everything in my life. I've got 2 beautiful children that love their dad, I'm remarried to the greatest woman that I know here on earth.
He tried to shuffle it.
I was going like this.
Obviously, I want them to have a peaceful life, but more than that, I want them to have a life that had meaning and had influence on other people.